Beni Sabti, welcome to the Honest Report podcast.
Hi, thank you very much for having me here.
We're happy to have you here. So, help us understand, as a result of the last war, how significantly weakened was the Islamic Republic?
It's very interesting that many people ask this, and we have to focus a little bit more about their spirit. Why it happens that they claim that they are strong, or maybe stronger after this war. But if we focus in the military aspect, they are much weaker. The military achievements of that war and also the June war were great. Really, it's not because I'm sitting in Israel and I'm saying that. No, actually, from a very accurate kind of angle, they are great. We tried and we were successful to hit the missile program, many launchers, many tunnels, even penetrating those mountains that they hid their program inside there, the launchers, even the factory of the missiles and many other issues, also the nuclear program. We even were successful to hit the IRGC headquarters where they promote the terror inside Iran or outside Iran, helping Hezbollah, helping Hamas, trying to give them some logistic aid. So, from a military aspect, it was great. We estimate that the number of the missiles that they have now are about 1200, 1300, and it was about around 3000. So it's a huge achievement. The problem, as I began to say, it's about the Iran revolution spirit. And though that lie that they cannot accept that they lose to a foreigner, especially if it's a Jewish country or if it's a Christian country, they don't know how to take that. So, as my friend says, if you kill them, they win. They go to the heaven. They are shaheed, martyrs. They have prizes there. If they live, they also win. So, what can we do? The only thing that we didn't do, and we didn't finish with that, is eliminating a few more figures in Iran, about 15 to 20 senior figures that they are running now the old new regime, but because the regime didn't change. If we could take them out and there was a better coordination between US administration and Israel, I think we were in a better day.
So, where does that leave the regime then? Militarily, it's weaker, but at the same time, the regime is holding on to power. It has not been toppled. How would you characterize its hold on power?
Well, actually, it's a technical thing that the West didn't understand. President Trump told them in 3rd or 4th January that he's coming to help them in the middle of the protest, but he didn't come. He only came in February 28th with the war. It was a little bit late after the massacre, and he said, "Stay at home, and we will call you to come out." You don't maybe paid attention to that, but he never told them to come out again. And Iranians are very obeying. They are kind of, they have this nature that they obey all the time. They wait for the order, and nobody ordered them to come out until now. Really, I tell it all the time, but people, it's very strange for them to understand that. But Iranians are like that. Someone has to say to them to come out, and nobody told that. Even Israel was kind of very limited for that thing. About the Kurds, again, it was a foreign interfere by the Turkish President Erdogan, who, when he heard about this plan to bring the Kurds and to invade to Iran, the plan, of course, was not that Iran must be taken by Kurds. The plan was actually kind of a genius thing. They wanted to make there some clashes in the western parts of Iran. Some units of IRGC had to come from the big cities, from Tehran, from Isfahan, to the western parts, to Kurdistan, and confront the Kurds. And this would make IRGC units weaker in the central parts of Iran. And then the people could come out. But both of them didn't happen because of some misunderstanding, and because the interfere of Erdogan. Unfortunately, we see the NATO summit in Turkey in these recent days. Turkey is not a good friend of the West. They promote the Muslim Brotherhood. They, together with Qatar, bring the radical Islam to Europe, to America. I think we have to rethink also about Turkey.
So then, how would you characterize the state of things? Militarily, it's weaker, but is it continued to hold its power as strong as it was before, or has that also been weakened?
Yes, their behavior today is just like Hamas. They are fighting for their survival. And for these kind of regimes or dictatorships or terror organizations, just like Hamas, Hezbollah, and Iran regime, the most important thing is to survive. And when they survive, and I talked about eliminating or not eliminating the leaders, the remained leaders, when they survive, even for 1 week or 2 weeks, and President Trump calls for a ceasefire, it's the best opportunity for them to come out, to bring the propaganda again out, with their TVs, with their media outside even Iran, with their agents in Europe, in America. You know, they have so many doctors and professors who have many interviews in America especially, and they talk on behalf of the Iran regime, and they promote their ideology very softly. I have to say, very softly, and they brought the general opinion to that place that we can never win against Iran, and we have to have some ceasefire or some agreement. This is the problem. They made it with their propaganda, with their words. They managed to bring the West to that point that, okay, we have to sit with Iran. Of course, taking Strait of Hormuz was another strategic thing that happened. It was the doomsday weapon. They kept it for that day. If the West wants to bring the regime down, so we take Strait of Hormuz. The problem was that the West, America, Israel, we knew that, and it was part of the job for the American units to keep Straits of Hormuz. Unfortunately, because of some logistic reasons or coordination reasons, we missed that. So now they have some kind of upper hand, but it's not real. It's in the psychology area. If we decide to take this regime down or make it much weaker, we can do it in 2 hours. But the problem is that we took the oil prices harder than remaining this regime in its place.
So, in your mind, then, what needs to be done to truly weaken the Iranian regime further?
I think they are already doing those mistakes and confronting the West, US, other countries in the region, Arab countries, of course. They attack them from time to time, every day almost. So they are making a lot of mistakes. And I think they will bring it on themselves. US, Israel, Arab countries, the whole world, with the prices of the oil issue, we won't tolerate that. That dictatorship, that bully that wants to control everything in this area. We have economic interests. We are friends with Arab countries. They are allies of US, so they have some demands for US. So I think maybe in a few weeks, the Iranians will, Iran regime, of course, Iran people are very good. Iran regime will bring US especially to that place of understanding. And President Trump said it a few days ago, that he understands them now better, that they are deceiving, they lie, they are not so committed to that MOU or other things. So I think we are coming to that level of understanding that not an agreement can do that, but bringing this regime down or make it very weak so the people can take it down.
So you mentioned the MOU, the Memorandum of Understanding. There was a real consensus, I think, in the West that that was something of a diplomatic victory for Tehran. But strangely, rather than just taking the win, it's continued to push and push and push their luck, right? Trying to exert control in the Strait of Hormuz, for example. Help us understand why they would do that rather than just taking the win and moving on.
Exactly. This is the part of the spirit of Shiites, or that imperial spirit of ancient Iran, that now the regime wants to bring it again to this area, to make it an evil empire. So they don't understand that they have the victory. Okay, so as you say, sit and take it. Don't make any other noise. But no, they want more. This is the problem with this terrorist monster. And they, for example, the first point in that MOU is bringing back Hezbollah on its feet, not to attack them. This is the best son of Iran revolution, Hezbollah, as a terror organization. So they want them to be alive. They want to rebuild that. So they are trying to go to the wrong ways instead of taking care of Iran as a country and the people. No, they go again harder and faster to terror plans or missile program or nuclear program. So this shows you, as I said before, that they have so much hubris, they are so arrogant, and they understand agreements in the other way, the opposite side. They think that the West lost, they are the winners, so they can dictate the conditions. And I understand President Trump was very generous to them. He said, okay, we go with the points about Hezbollah, about ceasefire in Lebanon, and Israel pays a high price for that, and other things. The nuclear issue in that MOU is very unclear, and many other things. But they don't understand generosity. They are not honest. So when you make a deal with them, you have to understand that in a week, in a month, in a few days, you can be surprised. And I think they already showed that they are not so trustable. And this is the reason that I say in a few days or week they will make that huge mistake that will bring President Trump to that point of understanding.
Now, what kind of mistakes could jeopardize that win in your mind?
I think two or three things can be very risky for them. Of course, they don't understand that risk. First of all, controlling the whole area of Straits of Hormuz again, because today we have the Omani route in the southern parts of Strait of Hormuz. Some ships can or manage to go through that very near to State of Oman. The Iranian regime is very angry about that. This is the reason that they shot some ships, some tankers in that area. So if they close it, if they take it over on that route, this can be one reason. Another reason can be attacking Israel. We saw a few days ago that they attacked many Arab countries, but they don't dare to attack Israel. Maybe that can be a game changer if they are so arrogant and they have that mistake to attack Israel like they did a few weeks ago. Israel is in that place of attacking Iran regime very heavily. We kind of want that regime to be very weakened and maybe down, and we want to make the job, complete the job. So this will be the second mistake. The third one, I think maybe it's a half mistake, but it depends how the Americans take that. If they attack an American ship, a vessel, a military vessel, or something that, God forbidden, brings the death of some soldiers or something like that, it can be another mistake. I think these three are the most dangerous places.
Beni Sabti, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.